Hi everyone, this is Helloangel.design. Today we are making a beautiful heart-shaped dress at the back of our dress. This dress is for 6 to 7 years old child. The one that I'm going to show you how to make today is going to be 4 to 5 years old child. I have already made this already, so I'm just using this to explain how you can make yours. This has a fabric at the waistline. You can decide to add a different fabric at the waistline to make it more beautiful. I have shown how you can do that on my previous video. If you haven't watched that video, I'll put the link on the description box below so that you can go and watch the video. It has a belt and a sleeveless dress and a gathered skirt. You can make your skirt box split skirt, or gathered skirt. I have also made another one right here. This is also a heart-shaped dress, a button at the center back and a button all the way down to the waistline. You can make it like this, or you can decide to make it like this. This has a ruffle sleeve and also has the belt where you can tie it at the back. So this is how it is, but for today we are making this dress. Please watch the video until the end so that you don't miss anything out. Comment down below, thumbs up on our video if it has helped you in any way. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for watching our video. If you're just stopping by, thank you so much for watching our video. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for staying with us. We love you, we appreciate you, and let's get started. Cut out my fabric. I have shown many times how you can cut out your fabric. Like I said before, we are making 4 to 5 years old child for the heart-shaped dress. I have cut out my belt. If you're going to stitch a belt on your dress, make sure that you cut 2 pieces. So I will just take my measuring tape and show you the measurement that I take. So you place your measuring tape like this. You can take 4.8 centimeter, or you can take a measurement of 1.75 inch. That totally depends on you. If you want it wider, thinner, it doesn't really matter if you want to attach a belt on your dress making. So make sure that you're cutting 2 pieces. And I've also cut this fabric. I have shown before the measurement. If you have not watched that video, I'll put the link on the description box below so that you can go and watch that video and know the measurement that you're going to take when you are going to attach it at the waistline of your dress making. And I've cut out my back and front fabric. This is my skirt. I cut 2 pieces, and I've also mentioned so many times on my video the measurement that you're going to take to get your skirt. The length, that will totally depends on the length, how you want your dress to look. If you want it to be at the knee level more than the knee level, just measure your child and you know the length of your skirt that you want to take. And for my top dress, I have also mentioned in my previous video how you can add inches or centimeter at the side seam so that when the child put it on, it's easy for the child to put on. If you don't add inches or centimeter at the side seam so that it's a little bit wider, when the child is putting it on, it will find it difficult. And if you have a growing child, make sure that you add seam allowance or inches at the side seam and just connect from your armhole all the way down. If you don't know how to do that, I'll put the link on my description box so that you can watch my previous video how I show how you can add inches or centimeter at the waistline. This is how I cut out my top dress fabric. And I have my heart shape right here. This is half of the heart shape. One is bigger than the other. The pink is smaller while the cream is a little bit bigger. For today I'm using the pink shape. So this is half of the heart shape. What you are going to do, my paper is folded into 2. If you want to have a full heart shape, I'm just going to show how you can have a full heart shape. You just place it like this. You take your marker or your pencil, you go ahead and draw it all around. Once you draw it all around, you take your scissors, you just go ahead and cut it out. Once you have cut it out, this is how it is. This is a full heart shape, while this is half of it. So this is my fabric. You take it to your ironing board, make sure you press it very well so that you have a crease in between the center back. So I will take my measuring tape, or you can take your ruler like this. I will take my pen or my marker. I'll measure down 10 centimeter or 4 inch from the waistline. I hope you guys can see that. From the waistline, measure down 10 centimeter or 4 inch. You turn your fabric over again, 10 centimeter or 4 inch. Make sure they are equal. Once you have done it like that, you can either place your half of the heart shape like this and trace it all around. Or if you don't want to do it like that, you can open your fabric, pick the full heart shape, place it like this. Make sure that the center crease of the heart shape and the center crease of your fabric are matched. You go ahead and draw the full heart shape at the center back of your fabric. So place it like this. You can use your hand to secure that together, or you can take a pin and pin it all around. So, but what I'm going to do, I am going to be using the half of the heart shape. So I'll just fold it over, place my pattern paper of my heart shape like this. I'm going to go ahead and trace it all out, and then I will turn it over. I will repeat the same process on the other side. So once you have drawn it out, this is how it is. I just opened my fabric. This is how it will look. So if you place your full heart shape like this, you get the same result. You place half of it, you're also getting the same result. It doesn't matter you use half or the full heart shape. The next thing that you have to do, you take your lining, you open it like this, place it together. So you're going to put the both fabric together like this. Go ahead and pin around the armhole and pin around the heart shape. So I will take my pin and I will start pinning it all around. I have pinned around the both armhole and I've also pinned around the heart shape. The next thing that you have to do, take it to your sewing machine, stitch around the both armhole and stitch around the heart shape. Do not stitch the neckline yet, because we are going to attach a button loop at the center back. And you also take your front top dress. This is the front of my fabric. Place the lining on top of it like this. Pin around the armhole and the neckline. Once you have done pinning, take it to your sewing machine, stitch the both armhole and the neckline. Do not stitch the shoulder yet. Leave that open. I have stitched the both armhole and I've also stitched the heart shape. And for the front top dress, I have stitched the both armhole and I've stitched the neckline. I take my scissors, I cut out from the seam allowance and I snip around the neckline. And I also repeat the same process for the both armhole. And I did the same thing for the back. The next thing that we have to do, we are going to stitch the neckline in the center back. Before you do that, make sure to prepare your button loop. So for this heart shape that we are making today, I'm going to be placing 2 button loop at the center back, because from here to here is more wider. For my previous one that I made, you can see the distance from the neckline to where the heart shape end is shorter. So you can see that this is more longer. So I will need 2 button loop. I have already prepared my button loop ready. So what you are going to do, you take your measuring tape from this mid part right here, that is the crease that you have, Place your measuring tape like this. You can measure down 0.6 centimeter or 0.25 inch. And I will just go ahead and measure down 0.6 centimeter or 0.25 inch. And then you come down to this other side. You also repeat the same process. 0.6 centimeter or 0.25 inch. Once you have done that, you can just connect the mark together like this. Place it on the other side, connect the mark together like this. So what you are going to do, you take your scissors and cut it down. Just cut it across the heart shape. So I will turn my fabric like this, remove the spin, and I will take my scissors and cut it down. Once you have cut it down, the next thing that you have to do for the neckline, you can just measure inside 1 centimeter so that you know that you're going to stitch that. I have measured down the 1 centimeter for the neckline. So what you are going to do, pin it all the way down to that 1 centimeter. So I'm just placing my pin right now to show you how to stitch that together. Once you have pinning, take it to your sewing machine, go ahead and stitch it across. You end here, you come down to the other neckline, go ahead and stitch it across, you end there. Once you have done that, when you are going to stitch the center back, remember we have to attach our button loop. Make sure you prepare your button loop. Pick your button loop, place it inside, then you open your fabric, place it inside. Make sure that you stitch around the neckline before stitching the center back. Place it inside, make sure that the raw edges is facing out. Go ahead and stitch it all the way down. When you are stitching, make sure you stitch across the heart shape like this. And then you pick the second button loop. From there to here, you can measure down 2.5 centimeter or 1 inch. Just place your measuring tape like this. You can measure down 1 inch or 2.5 centimeter and you give it a mark. This is my mark right here. And then you place the second button loop right there. Make sure that the raw edges is facing out. Go ahead and stitch it down. When you're stitching this other side and stitch it all the way down, make sure you stitch across the heart shape. Once you have stitched it all the way down, then I will show you how you can cut out the heart shape. Take it to your ironing board and give it a nice good press. Once you have done that, you cut a little bit out from the seam allowance at the center back. Cut this out. A little bit from the seam allowance from the center back. I will snip around a little bit, just like this. Once you have done that, you just pick your dress, cut in between the heart shape like this. Open your dress, you just go ahead and cut it out. Make sure to leave a little bit of fabric around the heart shape. Once you have cut it out, take your scissors and snip around the heart shape so that you release the tension. Once you have done that, take it to an ironing board, turn it inside out and give it a nice good press. I have taken it to my ironing board and give it a nice good press. This is how it is once you have done that. You see how beautiful that is. And I've also ironed the front top dress. This is how it looks once you have done that. The next thing that we have to do, turn the front top dress inside out. I have turned it inside out. The next thing that you have to do, you pick your back top dress, pick it like this, and place your office pin at the shoulder. So I'll just place it like this, and I'm going to turn it. I will open my front top dress. I will place it inside like this, through the shoulder. Remove the pin, fix your shoulder properly. Once you have done that, pin them together. I put the both shoulder seam together. Take it to your sewing machine, top stitch with 1 centimeter seam allowance. Depends on the seam allowance that you add on your fabric. Once you have done that, you take your skirt, make sure you put them together. Both front fabric are facing each other. Put the both sides seam together, top stitch with your seam allowance. You come down to the other side, top stitch with your seam allowance. Depends on the seam allowance that you add on your fabric. 1 centimeter, half an inch. Go ahead and stitch it together. Once you have done stitching, overlock the both raw edges. Once you have done overlocking the both raw edges, for the top edge of the skirt, stitch a gather stitch thread at the top edge of your skirt. Once you have done that, you take your belt, take it to your sewing machine, stitch it across. You just go ahead and continue stitching until you end on this other side. Take the second pieces, go ahead and start stitching all the way down, and then you stitch across. Once you have done that, trim a little bit out from the seam allowance, turn it inside out and give it a good press. I have stitched the shoulder seam. I turn it inside out, give it a good press, and I've also stitched my back together. This is how it is. I turn it inside out, give it a good press. The next thing that you have to do, open your top dress like this. This is the front of my top dress. From the waistline, you're going to take a measurement. So what you're going to do, you take your measuring tape like this, place it at the waistline. Depends on the seam allowance that you add on the waistline. Measure inside. Mine is 1.3 centimeter or half an inch. I'll place my measuring tape like this. I will make a mark right there, and I will come to this side. I will repeat the same process. Mine is 1.3 centimeter or half an inch. Make a mark right there. Once you have done that, then open your dress. Make sure you open it. Do not put them together. Take one of your belt and place it like this. This is my half an inch or 1.3 centimeter. Place it like this and secure that with a pin. And you come to this other side, you repeat the same process. Take your belt, this is the open side. Place it like this and secure that with a pin. I have secured the both belts together. The next thing that you have to do, take it to your sewing machine, top stitch it together. Once you have done that, you pick your back top dress, you open it like this and pick the front, put them together, both sides seam together. Take it to your sewing machine, top stitch the both sides seam together. You come to this other side, back top dress, the front top dress, put the both sides seam together like this. Take it to your sewing machine, top stitch the side seam together. Depends on the seam allowance that you add on your fabric. Top stitch the both sides seam together. Once you have done that, turn it inside out, give it a good press. I have stitched the side seam. I take it to my ironing board, give it a good press. This is how it is. And this is my fabric that I'm going to attach at the waistline of my dressmaking. What you are going to do when you are attaching it on the waistline of your top dress, your lining, you push it inside because you are not going to stitch it together. You are going to separate your lining. Place it like this and secure that with a pin. You just pin it all around the waistline of your top dress that you are making. I have pinned my fabric around the waistline. The next thing that I'm going to do, I will take it to my sewing machine and top stitch it all around. When I'm stitching, it's not up to my seam allowance. So I'm going to stitch very close to the edges of the waistline. Once I am done with that, I will take my skirt. I will gather my skirt at the waistline of my top dress. Once I am done gathering, I will take it to my sewing machine and top stitch. Once I am done stitching the skirt at the top dressed waistline, I will remove the gather stitch thread, take it to my overlocker, overlock the raw edges. I have gathered my skirt and I've stitched it all around. This is how it is. Once you have done that, turn it inside out, take it to your ironing board and press around. This is how it looks once you have done that. And this is the back of the dress that we are making. The next thing that you have to do, you turn your dress inside out. Once you have turned it inside out, the seam allowance that you use to stitch your skirt on the top dress, so when you are going to fold it inside, make sure you fold the same seam allowance inside. If it's 1 centimeter, fold inside 1 centimeter and pin it around the waistline. So you're folding it to cover the raw edges of the waistline. Once you have done that, when you are stitching, push the fabric that you attach at the waistline, push it down, stitch on your top dress, not on the gathered skirt. You stitch it all around. When you get down to where you attach your belt, that is the side seam, make sure you back stitch right here and then continue stitching from this side. Do not stitch it across, because when you stitch across, meaning you're stitching your belt across and it's not going to be moving like this. So stitch from here, back stitch, secure the stitches, continue from here all over again and end on the other side of the side seam. Go ahead and stitch that together. Once you have done that, use the opportunity to hem your dress. I have already hemmed my dress. Fold inside 1 centimeter, fold it again and top stitch. Once you have done that, fix your button on the center back and your dress is finally ready. I will show you how mine finally look. This is the final look of my dress. I have attached my button right there and I have stitched around the waistline. So I just top stitch around the waistline. This is how it is once you have done making your own dress. And this is the front of the dress. It's for 4 to 5 years old child. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember to subscribe, thumbs up on our video, make a comment down below if you have any question, and you all should have a wonderful day. Bye.